I'm just, okay, I requested it, that way she knows. All right, so a lot of you might have heard this quote that says something along the lines of, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And what you do with that time is kind of up to you, but it's not like one person has more time or one person has less time than the other. We're all given the same amount of time. And I frankly think that that's kind of BS, because all of us lead very different lives. Some of you might have other full-time job or jobs, plural. You may or may not have children. You might be a student. You might be in a lot of different phases in your life. And although we technically have 24 hours in a day, you might not truly have 24 hours in a day. So although we don't necessarily have control over the amount of free time that we do have control over what we can focus on during that free time. So some things that I want you to think about is, I want you to think right now about when you might have nuggets of free time. So throughout your day, and for some of you that might be like, I can't even pee by myself without children being all up in my space. So some of you may or may not have large amounts of free time, but all of us have some nuggets of time. And I want you to kind of think about those as we go through this conversation or this Zoom call tonight. So some things to stop doing. This is my stop doing list. You have to stop mindlessly scrolling on social media. It is hard to do. It is a very hard habit to break. But if you find yourself just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, what started off as a meaningful social media session of finding graphics or posting in parties or scheduling posts out has now become you're watching cat videos and recipes to make stuff that you'll never actually make, and you are wasting your time. So I don't care if you have to have an app. There are apps that prevent you from mindlessly scrolling. There are also apps that prevent you from opening a bunch of other windows while you're trying to focus on one task at a time. So you're staying focused on the task at hand. Whatever you have to do to stop mindlessly scrolling, train yourself to stop doing it. It's a hard task to break, but I have finally gotten to the point where if I am on social media, it is productive and I am not just mindlessly scrolling through people's pages. So the list at the beginning here are things to stop doing, and then I'm going to give you things to start doing next. And so we'll kind of come back to that mindlessly scrolling idea in just a few more minutes. Think about tasks that you could be doing during other times during your day. So for me, Zaya is a little bit more mentally intensive. If I'm really going to think about posts that are relevant and worthwhile for people, something like folding laundry, for example, I can do while my kids are playing. I don't need to fold laundry while they're napping. I don't need to do the dishes while they're napping. I can do things that are more mentally draining, I guess, during their nap time. So think about, is there a different order that you can go about parts of your day? Time wasters. So there's a lot of things you can do while you are driving, while you are getting ready in the mornings before work. Even if you're just watching Netflix, don't just be wasting your time. So if you have a half-hour commute to work every day, find a list of some training videos that you're interested in watching and start listening to those while you drive to work. While you're putting your makeup on or straightening your hair or whatever it might be, or giving your kids a bath, whatever it is, find some things that you can listen to without being mentally 100% there that will help you in your business. Don't just let that be empty, wasted time in your life. Another thing to stop doing is obsessing over group chats. I know most of us are probably in 7 million Zaya group chats. And sometimes we want to look at every single thing that someone has sent, or we want to answer every single question that someone has sent. And you can't. That is not going to directly bring income to your business. So if that's not bringing you money for Zaya, if that is not increasing your commission or boosting your sales in some form or fashion, it's okay to take a break from those. It's okay to mute those feeds and check in when it's convenient for you in your schedule without feeling like you have to be tied to those chats. Another thing, and this is kind of just like in personal life too, it's okay to say no. Like, it's okay to say no to things that are not serving you and serving your business. If someone asks you to do something and it is not something you want to do, it's okay to say, hey, I don't have time, or I just can't do that right now. And that took a long time for me to be okay with. I was kind of the person that I always wanted to help other people, even if that meant sacrificing things that I needed for myself. And I think one of the most important lessons in the past 2 years I've learned is that it's okay to stand up for yourself and for your time and to say, I can't do that right now. So don't be afraid to agree or disagree, I guess I should say, to things that will not serve you in this business. And the last thing to stop doing, or I guess this is kind of like an oxymoron, or a double negative, but I have turned off notifications in a lot of the groups that I'm in on Facebook. So it might not necessarily be like, maybe it's some downline groups that you're in on Facebook. You don't need to get a notification every single time they post. So if you are constantly, if your news feed on Facebook is full of things that aren't bringing you income, silence those notifications. You don't have to leave the group. You don't have to block that person, but just turn off your notifications so that you are not being distracted unnecessarily in your business. Okay, so those are some things to stop doing. More importantly, let's focus on some things that I think you should start doing. Again, thinking about those nuggets of time that you have in your day, find time to use them intentionally. Okay, so instead of scrolling, which I talked about a few minutes ago, here are some things that you should be doing with your time on social media. You should be commenting on posts for people that you are trying to engage to become a customer, hostess, or rep. Okay, so if you're scrolling on social media, those should be targeted attempts at getting people into your VIP groups or your kind of your web, so to speak. And I'm not saying like someone posts a picture of their kid and you're like, hey, cool, join my VIP group. Okay, no, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is start to formulate those relationships with people who you know would love this brand or who would be good at representing this brand. So let's say your friend who's really into activewear posts this recipe or posts this dinner that she made on Facebook or something. Instead of just liking that post and thinking eventually she'll notice me because I just like every post that she does, comment with something that requires her response. So instead of just saying, that looks delicious, say something like, I don't know, what kind of cheese did you use? Or, hey, can you tell me what blah, blah, blah that is? So ask some type of question that encourages her to respond to what you're asking, to formulate that relationship with her so that over time, when you do try to bring her into your network as far as becoming a customer or a hostess or a brand rep, you're not just coming out of left field with it. You've spent time developing a relationship with her. And I'm going to show you a Facebook hack in just a minute. I'm going to share my screen, which I hope it will let me do, to show you how I personally let myself target those people. So I'm going to share, oh, chat, hello. Set a timer. Yes, set a timer when you're on your phone is a good one. I set a timer all the time on my phone. Okay, share my screen. Oh, host has disabled screen sharing. Oh no. Erica, is that something that I am not able to do? If not, I'll have to screen share and I'll have to record later because it is a Facebook hack that will change your life. Okay, it's just in try now. Let me see. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go to my Facebook. I'm gonna X out of all of these things. Can you guys see my Facebook page now? Because I can't see. Brandy, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my Facebook page? Thank you. Okay. So on your Facebook page, now I cannot say for sure what this looks like from a phone perspective, but I'm about to show you something that has made a world of difference in my business if you have a computer that you can access Facebook from, okay? So on your Facebook feed, if you scrolled right here on the left-hand side to where it says Explore, you will see this lovely little category that says Friend Lists, okay? I want you all tonight at some point or sometime this week to go to your friends list, and I want you to create a list and call it Zaya or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I already have one named Zaya, so I'm just going to call mine Zaya with a bunch of A's. Create your friends list in Zaya, or call it whatever you want. I'm going to show you my Zaya list. Okay, if you are scrolling on Facebook, you can actually look at only specific people that you put on your list. So if you log into your Facebook and you're seeing Zaya 24/7, you're seeing other reps post 24/7, that is not bringing you income in your business. In order for you to get income in your business, you need new customers, new hostesses, new reps. So if you are on Facebook, I want you to make a friends list, call it Zaya, of people who you want to become customers, hostesses, or brand reps. Okay. So on this list, I made this just this morning. I have a real list, but I wanted to just show you this. So on this list, you can see I have 4 people. These 4 people are my potential rep girls. Okay. And so when I am looking at my Facebook feed only on this list, I can scroll through my entire news feed. And I'm doing parties with these girls right now, so you're seeing some Zaya posts, but the only thing I'm going to see on my newsfeed is stuff that these individual people that I have selected have posted. Okay, so now if I'm on Facebook, I am targeting these people who I am wanting to build relationships with and to get to know better. You can also, if you're on your regular Facebook feed, okay, let's say this Tina Marie person who I'm friends with, I can click on her profile, okay, and at any point I can add her. If I hover over this where it says friends, I can hit add to another list and I can add her to my Zaya list. Okay, so if I'm scrolling on social media and I happen to pop, someone happens to pop on my newsfeed and I think, oh, there's someone who I kind of want to build relationships with, add them to that feed. And then when you're on your Facebook and you're trying to target certain people, don't go to your regular newsfeed where you're seeing other reps posting and you're seeing other things that are not relevant to your business. Click on your Zaya feed and focus on those people that you really, really want to bring into your network. Use your time on social media wisely. Again, I don't know if you can do this on a phone. I use this feature solely on my computer, but I think it's really important to have this to help focus that time, if that makes sense. Okay, now how do I stop screen sharing? Let's see. Oh, stop screen sharing. That's easy enough. Okay. Let me check the chat and see if there's any questions before I move on. Seriously, it really is. I see some of you saying like you didn't know that you could do that and it's a game changer. And it really is, because especially those of us who have been in Zaya for a while, we're in lots of other people's groups and it just gets too busy and you're just scrolling through seeing things that are not going to change your business. So use your time wisely with networking with new people that you want to bring into, I keep saying your web, like we're, I don't know, these like poisonous spiders, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Same thing with hashtags on Instagram. So you can make those targeted as well. I apologize. My allergies are horrific. I'm eating cough drops like they're, I don't even know, oxygen. So on Instagram, use hashtags or target hashtags wisely. So if you are kind of an Instagram rookie, on Instagram, I'll show you my phone. If you go to the magnifying glass at the bottom, a little search box will come up at the top and you can search by hashtag, okay? So a hashtag that I personally search for a lot is active mom. If you're not a mom, do not search for the hashtag active mom because you're going to find people who you cannot relate to because they're parents and you are not. I don't care what your hashtag is, but find something that's you and that feels true to your brand and search that hashtag, okay? A list of hashtags will pop up that are similar to the hashtag that you just put in. I'm just gonna click on the first one that's also active mom, okay? And then the feed will come up with anyone who has posted with the hashtag active mom, okay? Instead of doing top, that's gonna get you people who have like 46,000 Instagram followers, and I just try not to go down that road because they probably don't even care who I am. You can also click where it says recent, okay? I always click recent for 2 reasons. One, I'm going to get people who don't have tons of followers necessarily, like thousands of followers, and they're people who are real, like a real human like me. But also if it's recent, that means they are currently on Instagram like right now at the same time as me. Okay, so if I'm commenting on something of theirs or I'm requesting to follow them, or I'm sending them a DM, they are more likely to respond to me because they are actively on social media in this exact moment with me. Okay, so if I do recent, I'm seeing a post, this girl has some leopard leggings that aren't as cute as Zaya, so I might be like, hey girl, or whatever it might be. But find a hashtag that's relevant to your life, search it, and then click recent and start targeting those people specifically if that's what you're doing with your time on social media, instead of going to Instagram and just doing this and hearting things every once in a while. That's not bringing you any money. Okay, that's just wasting your time. Let's see, get an app to keep your SHIT together. Okay, so my app that keeps my life together is called Google Keep. If you don't have Google Keep, you need it. It looks like this on your phone, and it's color coded, which just brings me such joy. I don't really know why, but it just makes my life so happy that it's in color, and it just has these nice little sections. And I have sticky notes. Essentially, Google Keep is think of it as like digital sticky notes. So if you're the kind of person who writes sticky notes and sticks them all over the place, and then you go to work or you're in your car and you're like, crap, I wish I had that sticky note with me. Google Keep is a digital sticky note system, and you can change it anywhere. So if I change anything on my phone, it also changes on my computer and vice versa. So it's constantly updating with its other formats, I guess I should say. So on Google Keep, I have a Zaya to-do list, just kind of in general. I have one for stock updates, one for party follow-ups, people who have casually said like, oh, I'd love to host a party sometime or whatever. I put those people in there, and one for potential reps, because I find a lot of times I forget those things. Like someone's like, hey, let me know when the Paisley capris come back and stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, sounds good. And then my brain goes a million other places and I totally forget. So I have a list in Google Keep of names and exactly what they want and what size. So when that restock email comes out and we know what's back in stock, I can immediately reach out to those people and I don't forget. And I always have it with me because it's on my phone. And I can literally just check the box when it comes back in stock and it puts it in my done list. So these are all people that have fulfilled stock orders. Party follow-ups, I also put their name and like kind of how I know them, because some of these people are like, I'm hosting a party for a friend and then their friend hosts the party and then their friend hosts the party. And before you know it, you're hosting parties for, or people are hosting parties for you and you have no idea who any of these people are. So these are helpful for me too, just so I can build those connections and remind myself who they are when they want to host a party, etc. And then again, I have my potential rep list. So even if it's something as simple as I post about the starter kit and someone likes it, guess what, girl? You just got added to my potential rep list because you just showed one iota of interest in this company. And so now you are in my potential rep list. If we had a conversation about the company or about becoming a rep at all, your name goes in here. And again, how I might know you. And you can also search in Facebook Messenger. So if you, again, use the Messenger app. Okay, so here's your Facebook Messenger app. At the search bar at the top, instead of typing in someone's name, for example, you can type in like starter kit, okay? And if I type in starter kit, I'm going to see every single person that I've ever had a conversation with and I've used the word starter kit. I can then go back to those people 6 months from now if they said no or not right now and say, hey, here's the new kit. Wanted to see if your opinions had changed. And I think for me, as my network has grown just with life, not necessarily just Zaya, but just in life, having something like Google Keep has really helped me keep myself organized and not miss a sale or a party or a potential rep just because my brain is mashed potatoes and gravy now. So Google Keep, I would highly recommend this app for Zaya and just life in general. Another thing that I would start doing, if you are a mom, get up before your kids. And I know that's really, really hard. And there's many, many days where I'm like, nope, not doing it, alarm off. But I find if I get up even just 20 minutes before my kids get up and I start my day and I get my life together a little bit, my whole day goes so much better than if I'm woken up by my kids. I just feel like I have time to ground myself and get some things situated. And that might be your only time. Like if you're sitting here saying, Marissa, I don't have any nuggets of time, you're going to have to create them. It might be after your kids go to bed. It might be before they wake up. If you're not a mom, find your nuggets, whatever that might be for you. For some of us, it might be before your kids wake up. Another thing I'd recommend is outsourcing anything you possibly can. So if it doesn't require your talent, see if someone else can do it. And that doesn't always feasible in our lives. Like those things sometimes take time or money or whatever it might be. But even something as simple as maybe you start click listing or doing some type of grocery pickup. I'm sorry. So that you are not spending an hour and 20 minutes in the grocery store, but you are instead doing something more productive with that time. I have a weekly list set up in my Kroger app that I'm constantly reusing each week, adding things I need for that particular week. But that saves me so much time not having to meal plan and grocery shop and just go pick up my groceries. Maybe you get a Roomba. Maybe you splurge and you say, I'm going to pay $150 and get this Roomba so that I can spend less time cleaning my house and picking up after my kids so that I can devote more time to my business. Maybe you start a meal planning service of some sort or meal prep even if you don't have the ability to do a meal planning service. Every Sunday you spend an hour and you prep some stuff for the week, whatever it might be. But do things in advance to make your life easier in the long run. It will save you so much time and headache and hassle if you can find those things in your life that will help make your life easier and that don't require your talents. Your floor being vacuumed does not require your brain. Anyone can clean your floor. So find something or someone that can help you with those things. Okay. The last nugget I'm going to give you is to designate days for certain tasks. And this has probably been the best,
don't walk on it.
most
Walk
helpful
around
thing
it.
for me in my Zaya business. I'm going to tell you what I do every day of the week, and feel free to copy and do the same as me. I want you to set a timer and spend 15 minutes, 15, that's all, each day doing these things. So on Monday, spend 15 minutes messaging potential reps. That does not mean cold messaging people. That does not mean randomly sparking up conversation. It can mean those things if that is working for you in your business. But even if that's just you messaging someone and saying, hey, I saw your daughter started dance lessons. I've been thinking about sending mine. Okay, whatever it might be, spend a couple minutes on their Facebook page, seeing what they've been up to recently, and message them. Reignite that conversation. Remind them who you are. On Tuesdays, I spend time focusing on new contacts, new customers, new hostesses. That's where that Facebook feed comes into play, where I am targeting my Zaya list. I'm looking at maybe who's ordered previously, maybe who has recently joined my VIP group. I'm doing email blasts from my back office. If you don't know how to send a mass email from your back office, you absolutely need to learn that task. It is super easy to do. It's quick and it gets sent to everyone that's ever ordered from you. So Tuesdays, I'm focusing on gaining new customers, new hostesses, new reps. Wednesday, obviously on Wednesdays, we're focused on new releases. Wednesday's my day where I push sales. I am looking at who's ordered previously. So like today, I'm trying to think what came out today, the beach hoodie. If I've had someone who's ordered a boyfriend hoodie, I am messaging all of those people and saying, hey, this hoodie came out today in pink and yellow and gray. Which one's your favorite? Can I snag one for you? How can I help you with sizing? Wednesday, I am focusing specifically on sales. Okay, whether that's social media posts, messages, again, email blasts, whatever it might be, 15 minutes. Thursday, I focus on graphics and goals. So on Thursdays, I am making graphics, finding graphics the rest of the week and the week upcoming, so that I'm not mindlessly on Zaya Marketing Group at like 2 p.m. like, what can I post today? Find some, save them in your phone so you have a selection to choose from as your week progresses. And then also it's kind of like my time where I check in with my goals. Like, okay, it's Thursday. Yesterday was just new release Wednesday. Where am I at for this week, for this month? What should I be focusing on? Friday's follow-up Friday. Every Friday I follow up with customers. Anyone who has received their order since the previous Friday, in my back office under order history, if I see their order has arrived sometime between Saturday and that day being Friday, I am messaging them to make sure they receive their order, they love their order. And then I'm not just ending it there. If I'm like, hey, wanted to make sure you received and love your light and tights. If they say, yes, they're great, I say, okay, awesome. I wanted to also show you it's available in this color in your size, or you should try this tank with it. It would be so cute together, or something about hosting a party or whatever it might be. If you're following up with people and asking if they like their stuff and just letting the conversation die there, you're doing yourself a disservice in that conversation. So Fridays spend on following up with people, but make it intentional follow-ups that are relevant to, again, bring you income to your business. Saturday is self-care Saturday. I really try and spend a day doing nothing Zaya related, because if, truth be told, if you spend your whole day or week or whatever it might be thinking about Zaya, you will burn yourself out really, really quickly. You have to have time for you to not be tied to your phone, to not think about work or Zaya or graphics or restocks or whatever it might be. And so for me, I really try on Saturdays to spend time with my family, to get all my other crap done that I need to get done around the house, so that when the rest of the days come, I'm energized and I'm excited about Zaya. Even if for you that's not a whole day, like I'm going to be honest, there's plenty of Saturdays where I'm still working my business, okay? But even if that means, you know, on Tuesday afternoons, you pull away for a little bit from Zaya, I think finding a day of self-care for you or for your family or whatever it might be is really important. And it's also going to help you have a respect for the business and a broader sense of the world versus just it feeling like work. You want Zaya to still have that element of fun to it. And so I think you need a break from it at times. That's just my personal philosophy though. And then Sundays is schedule Sunday. So Sundays I am scheduling posts for the week. I do one post a day, at least in my VIP group. And then if I have any parties coming up, I try and just schedule like 1 or 2 posts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that way I'm not scrambling throughout the week. And then I have time to go live if I have nuggets of time, or I have time if I find a graphic or a restock comes out, I can go ahead and post those things. But I know that my main content has been scheduled out. And I'm using those graphics that I found on Thursday, on Graphic Thursday, that I saved to make those posts on Sunday that I schedule out for the week. And again, set your timer, spend 15 minutes. Monday, messaging people. Tuesday, bringing in new contacts. Wednesday, focusing on new releases and sales. Thursday, finding graphics. Friday, follow-up Friday. Saturday, self-care Saturday. And Sunday, schedule. Take 15 minutes. That's like what? I don't even know. 15 times 6, because you technically can't count Saturday. That's not very much time in your whole entire week to devote to Zaya. And it's worthwhile, intentional time that will bring you income. Stop wasting your time on things that are not going to directly build your business. Okay. That's all like the notes that I have for you. Does anyone have questions for me? One thing I would also say is don't feel like you have to do everything I just said and drive yourself nuts. I'm kind of like a workhorse, and I'm kind of a type A mild psychopath about how I run things. So don't feel like you have to take all of this and like become this robotic scheduled person. It's just, this has what's worked for me, and I feel like it's helpful, at least if you take portions of what I showed you and try to apply it. So again, don't feel like I'm saying do all of these things necessarily. Look at the chat here. Is Google Keep the same thing as Google Streak? I am not familiar with Google Streak, Brandy, so I don't know. I would have to do some more research on Google Streak, but I like Google Keep a lot. Roomba is the best purchase ever. Yes. Tuesday is what day? Oh, sorry. I was like, Tuesday is Tuesday. Tuesday is when I'm reaching out to new people. So that's either a new customer, I'm trying to get new reps, or new hostesses. That's when I use that Facebook newsfeed feature. And I'm targeting those specific people who I've added to my Facebook list to get some newbies into my web. What day or how often do you check in with your teams? I truly do that a little bit each day. Lacey, it's not so much like a super deep conversation that I'm having with them. I definitely do mid-month check-ins on like a deeper level with my team. But I feel like a lot of that just comes as they message and reach out to me, and sometimes that's sporadic. I don't have a designated day necessarily for that. And maybe that's something I need to kind of think about and add into my schedule. And if you guys implement this and you find a day or have suggestions, I'm learning along with you guys. I'm open to ideas, but I don't have a designated time specifically that I work on checking in with my team. The training for each of these days, that'd be fun. That's a good idea, because there's so much you can do with this too. And I feel like other people have such good ideas that you would never think of before. And I love learning from other people too. Does anyone else have any questions for me? I know Erica recorded this, so hopefully you guys had something you could take away from this call and start implementing. If anyone needs help with the Facebook newsfeed feature that I showed you at the beginning of this video, or middle, I guess, please let me know. I'm not sure, especially those of you who are on your phone. I know screen share is not huge on a phone screen. So if you need help with that, I'm definitely here with any questions that you guys may have. I don't know if I sign off or if Erica just ends this, but if anyone needs anything, please message me. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an awesome Wednesday and start doing some IPAs. Start finding some nuggets of time, focus your time, and see how it changes your business. You're welcome. Have a great night, everyone. See ya.